go. Hello, everybody. And this time around, we have another Rain Rambles. Of course, this time around, we are going to be talking about something that deeply angers me. I get to ramble on about my annoyance of ads and their angering devolution. Now, I'm going to stay off the bat that from my findings that are of more logical and structural ground have come from Wikipedia, and I will put that in the description. You can go to where I got these from, essentially. But let's start off with, of course, the what question. What are ads? Ads are advertising as the practice and techniques employed to bring attention to a product or service. Advertising aims to present a product or service in terms of utility, advantages, and quality of interest to consumers. It is typically used to promote a specific good or service, but there are a wide range of uses, the most common being commercial advertisements. Commercial advertisements often seek to generate increased consumption of their products or service through branding, which associates a product name or image with certain qualities in the mind of consumers. On the other hand, ads that intend to elicit an immediate sale are known as direct response advertising. Non-commercial entities that advertise more than consumer products or services include political party, interest groups, religious organizations, and governmental agencies. Non-profit organizations may use free modes of persuasion, such as a public service announcement. Advertising may also help to reassure employees or shareholders that a company is viable or successful. We're going to do a little history lesson a bit as well. Egyptians used papyrus to make sales messages and wall posters. Commercial messages and political campaign displays have been found in the ruins of Pompeii and ancient Arabia. Lost and found advertising on papyrus was common in ancient Greece and ancient Rome. Wall or rock painting for commercial advertising, another manifestation of an ancient advertising form, which is present to this day in many parts of Asia, Africa, and South America. The tradition of wall painting can be traced back to Indian rock art paintings that date back to 4000 BC. In ancient China, the earliest advertising known was oral, as recorded in the classic poetry, 11th to 7th centuries BC, of bamboo flutes played to sell confectionery. Advertisements usually takes the form of graphic signboards and inked papers. A copper printing plate dated back to the Song Dynasty used to print posters in the form of a square sheet of paper with a rabbit logo with Jin and Ui's Fine Needle Shop. And we buy high quality steel rods and make fine quality needles to be ready for use at home in no time. Written above and below is considered the world's earliest identified printing advertising in medium. In Europe, as the towns and cities of the Middle Ages began to grow, and the general population was unable to read, instead of signs that read cobbler, miller, tailor, or blacksmith, images associated with their trade would be used, such as a boot, a suit, a hat, a clock, a diamond, a horseshoe, a candle, or even a bag of flour. Fruits and vegetables were sold in the city square from the backs of carts and wagons, and their proprietors used street callers, town criers, to announce their whereabouts. The first compilation of such advertisements was gathered in Les Curieux de Paris, a 13th century poem by Guillaume de la Villeneuve. I may have butchered that name, but I tried my best. We're going to skip over some info, but remember, I am going to put the whole things that I used for this from Wikipedia in the description, and I would like you to go check those out as well. Skipping to more modern ads, though, the late 19th and early 20th century saw the rise of modern advertising, driven by industrialization and the growth of consumer goods. This saw the dawn of ad agencies, employing more cunning methods, persuasive diction, psychological tactics. Thomas J. Barat of London has been called the father of modern advertising, working for the Pears Soap Company. Barat created an effective advertising campaign for the company products, which involved the use of targeted slogans, images, and phrases. One of his slogans, "Good morning, have you used Pears soap?" was famous in its day and into the 20th century. In 1882, Brown recruited English actress and socialite Lily Langtry to become the poster girl for Pears, making her the first celebrity to endorse a commercial product. Becoming the company's brand manager in 1865, this is the first of its kind by the Guinness Book of Records. Barat introduced many of the crucial ideas that lie behind successful advertising, and these were widely circulated in his day. He constantly stressed the importance of a strong and exclusive brand image for Pears, and of emphasizing the product's availability through saturation campaigns. He also understood the importance of constantly reevaluating the market for changing tastes and mores, stating in 1907 that tastes change, fashions change, and the advertiser has to change with them. An idea that was effective a generation ago would fall flat, stale, and unprofitable if presented to the public today. Not that the idea of today is always better than the older idea, but it is different. It hits the present taste. It's such an interesting idea. But let's go again to jumping to online advertising. Online advertising, also known as online marketing, internet advertising, digital advertising, or web advertising, is a form of marketing and advertising that uses the internet to promote products and services to audiences and platform users. Online advertising includes email marketing, search engine marketing, social media marketing, many types of display advertising, including web banner advertising, and mobile advertising. Advertisements are increasingly being delivered via automated software systems operating across multiple websites, media services, platforms known as programmatic advertising. Now, of course, these have all been factual things that I've been stating, and remember, Wikipedia. It's a useful tool. But now I'm going to share my point. From ads that were part of the base of the website before diving into it, small little pop-ups that were text or image-based, and of course the ones in between videos. It is hard to think about them in any other word than the word annoying. And goddamn has it made me hate the modern internet era more and more. As ads get more and more prevalent in the average user interactor, which ironically leads to more people getting ad blockers to compensate the overtly infectious amount of ads at times. I will talk more specific examples. With this, I do hope a start of my stance on ads and advertisements in general are made clear. I hate ads in all shapes and forms. YouTube will be our first stop, obviously, seeing as we are on it. YouTube and the mighty have fucking goddamn fallen. Goddamn. What feels like the equivalent of watching a puppet show to the point you can see the rot happening to them through the TV screen or your PC monitor. Advertisements used to be limited and were manageable at most. They were small, pumping pure commercial break that was told to the YouTuber that they have when they were going to place it or where you could move it. It was fine. Now I can't enjoy it on consoles or my phone because of how it functions. You get a new button now that's labeled Next. So instead of skipping an ad, you got to go to the next ad in the lineup. The way they can also just be randomly inserted into your recommended as a normal video boils my fucking blood to no end. The only slight, and I mean slight, saving grace is the realization that if you're watching hour-long or longer essay, you probably don't want too many fucking ads. Twitch. Being only slight better than something has its perks. The live streaming app is better than the video app about ads. But like I said, only slightly. Twitch. You have also fallen from grace in a way, going from an indie startup to being bought just like YouTube was by a different giant, notably Amazon. They do manage to still tell streamers more detailed analytics stuff at least, but they keep bumping up the amounts of ads for the normal viewer. Credit where credit is due to also the ads that burst through the ad blockers. Insane coding there. But Twitch Turbo is also better than YouTube Premium. You can not only watch it adless, but also pay the streamers if you'd still watch them. But still, the regular and casual person most likely ain't gonna do it unless they really, really like a specific streamer. TikTok, the new kid on the block of the visual social medias. And it's starting to already tumble into the issues of advertising. Ads at first on TikTok were just something you could scroll by on, like a little commercial break on your feed that you were scrolling through. The algorithm trying to see what you keep you there. But now instead of between scrolls and between scrolls and having only their own sanctioned ad posts, it's now also invading the short form videos themselves. Randomly in the video, may I add, could be at the end, the middle, the beginning, doesn't matter the length of the video itself. An ad can legit just jump scare you while you use it, which can lead to confusion, annoyance, and sometimes even leaving the app outright depending on a person's outlook on ads. Next up, we've got our favorite 2-for-1 special. In this case, we're going to do one special as I've just mentioned. Twitter advertising has always been pretty okay as a tweeting and short form response website. You could just generally block their ad accounts to not see them anymore while they gathered revenue from everyone else seeing the tweets of the latest deals and items, and the premium experience was only really for the companies. Oh, how that has malformed into something horrible and horrid. X under Elono's idiot control has bastardized this over time to claw back his money desperately that he keeps losing, and the losses are bleeding into other industries he owns. Companies needing to pay increasing amounts of money to stay as golden check to show they are the company they say they are. This also had so many flaws on its release, with rampant false identities of companies being made. The premium became something to put in better features onto the crumbling website of current, like longer videos, longer posts, ability to edit, going live onto the platform in an attempt to bring in potential of people streaming on there. Oh, and ads now have had new pseudo accounts created for regular ads to come through unannounced and be unblockable. We will come back to my thoughts on previous ones later. Tumblr. You know that joke about Luigi doing nothing and managing to win? Yeah, Tumblr is like that, which is something wild to think about for a company when you think about it for long enough. Tumblr's ads are not the worst, but still their overall can be a bit of annoyance still, and for the premium service to pay the bills, as they say, isn't needed to remove ads, but until Tumblr deals with the trans women in black and age, other minority account nuking problems they have with themselves, while Nazis run rampant here and there, albeit due to how Tumblr is, they're stuck in their own echo chamber and I have yet to encounter them. Though one instance that scared people is how they do big brand adverts. For example, One Piece movie that was still fresh in my mind, customizing the page with stuff in an invasive way. The only other more minor problem that has popped up in recent memory would be the change to look more Twitter like, as if it was using the still burning ashes of Twitter like a stitching for a suit. Newgrounds. Newgrounds is interesting as it doesn't seem to have ads, or not enough to annoy people. The most it does is generally asking you to sign up to their premium so you can keep the site running. It's oddly coming as a site to just post in general, though it mainly gets used for posting audios of music, sounds of sound effects, or other things, videos of that you could post to YouTube or otherwise, and uploading. It's nice. Yeah, that's it for now, at least. Now this is the section where I'm going to ramble a bit, and I'm going to talk for possibly longer. Potentially, I don't know how long I've been recording for already, because I've just been doing this for a straight shot. Let's go back a bit to recap some things. YouTube, when it started trying to crack down on ad blockers, informed people that ad blockers existed. And some people don't like, and a lot of people who didn't like ads, who didn't know those things existed, found out about them because of it. It backfired in their face, and ad blocker creators were suddenly having a fluctuation of people joining in on the ad blocking. Their attempts to do that was saddening, honestly. They've made the other forms of watching YouTube sometimes annoying because of how it is. It's honestly the reasons I prefer to watch long form contents on YouTube, because the longer the video, the less ads I have to see, the less time I can less time spent watching an ad on my big screen that I do have for my room, and enjoying as I actually watch the video itself. Twitch, it's just the amount that they keep raising. Every time they raise the amount of ads, it annoys and angers me violently with how they do it. Each time they do it, it bumps up like another 3. And sometimes it's random the amount of ones you get. You could get less than usual or more than usual. It doesn't feel like there's a coherent amount set. Feels like they're always tinkering with the amount just to see how much people will put up with. And also the way that pre-rolls work. that are essentially a death sentence to most Twitch streamers starting out because of how it is and how people view them. TikTok are doing this. TikTok is the thing of, it used to be Musically. It used to be something trying to be similar to Vine. And when Vine died and it evolved into TikTok, it was still okay at first. You didn't really see ads at first, but when they finally started, and inevitably, sadly, seemingly, for now, adding in ads, they were first just their own space. They were an ad. You could scroll past them. They were just on your way while you scrolled to the next video. You scrolled into an ad. It was fine at first. At first. As time has gone by, they greatly increased the amount that you would see those ads at over time, which led to me blocking them, in all honesty, pulling what I did with Twitter originally. And another thing that gets me going with this randomly placed ad stupidity, there's no indicator. I'll give YouTube that. They at least will at least sometimes indicate to you, up, an ad's gonna be here in a second. Or at least they used to. I don't know if they still do it at times, but at least they used to. You could see where you're gonna have to see an ad. Now it just pops up on TikTok. It just pops up willy nilly. There was no implementation of a feature like that at all ever. They just let it appear randomly. Like I said, it can be at the beginning, the middle, the end. You don't know as the poster. It could just randomly appear and get you on a very different topic than you were ever here. Worst yet, it could also be ads for the shop itself that they have on TikTok, which another thing annoys me. That's annoying. I don't want ads in general, but this feels worse. You're advertising yourself on your own platform using your creators instead of uplifting them regularly. YouTube did that in their early days. Here you are, fumbling that. Twitter slash X. And like I said, this is a ramble on edition. And watching this site transform from what it was recognizable as, to what it's going and turning into, I don't see this surviving for the long term in its current state. Like, at this point, I'm pretty sure dude would just delete it if he really, really could. But he wants that money. He wants to prove that he didn't do a stupid, when that seems to be what we're all figuring out. He's not smart. And that's just been a fact. It's just that, like, unless you were always online, you didn't know. But now, as more people are online and and the popular thing is in his control, a lot more people are kind of waking up to the fact that this dude is not good with decisions. He is not in charge of the smart changes, when there is any. He doesn't make them. He just buys good things. buys good companies off people, and sometimes even makes them worse or create worse things. The Teslas are a good example. Those things keep breaking down. Those things look like they were taken out of a an early Sony game, but not with a tint of any sort of artistic direction or even care for the person driving it because of how they're built. You will die in those things. Oh, it won't. Oh, it doesn't break on impact. Yeah, that means you're feeling every bit of that hit. You are feeling everything. And with that is how X, Twitter, Twitter has become an X. And I'm talking about the definition of X as in referring to a person. You were seeing them for what they are. You were seeing the things you couldn't see before because they are now in the past. And this has become a thing that's becoming in the past. Twitter has become in a horrid state. And because of this stupid rebrand, the stupid changes to how ads are, how premiums are, how everything is, everything. Xbox got rid of their connections to Twitter to post to it. Nintendo did it. I'm pretty sure Sony's getting ready to hit that button too. Because, sure, we can still do it, we just have to work around it. But having a direct connection to the company? No. No, in its current state, horrid decision. Horrid. Rancid. And the way things are going because of how people, the worst on that site is becoming the louder and louder minority, and they're getting fueled by him with every stupid decision, even if it hurts them. They're trying to cheer him on because they are even realizing it's horrid. It is hell, and it's why I deleted it off my phone and only use it on my computer to update about a video or check in with friends still on there. I don't use it as much. I've forced myself into because it was getting too much for me. Tumblr, I really want to talk more about the horrid things with big brand adverts. I don't mind spicing up the page or changing it to look a little different. I don't mind that. But when you put characters randomly on top of things or change the way they look because we're doing a big advert, people don't typically interact with it unless they're a part of that fandom. Make a separate thing. Maybe a button that says they're activates it or something whenever you get onto the page on the site or mobile app. And goes, yes, I'm a part of this fandom. Come on, bring it in, or something to withhold it just enough so that the option is there. And there's all the other problems that have stated here from what I've heard from others with the issues of the site. Newgrounds. I'm sure it has had its issues in the past. I know that for a fact. That's true of any website. But this site is still independent in the year of. Let's check again. Can like let's just double check the year here. It is 2024, and it's still independent for as long as it has been, and it's still going, and people are still supporting it, still signing up for that premium to keep it up, keep it going, help pay the bills essentially, and that's honestly beautiful to be completely fair. Like we saw Castle Crashers started from there, and then Battle Block and the Alien Hominid and whatnot. That's where they started. Many creations started there. And despite the site's issues at, of the past, those are in the past. Like, this site, like, despite its weird past, it is very open, accepting, it's enjoyable compared to the current landscapes of most social media that exists. With being able to post audios of songs, sound effects, or audios for things that you create, and same for videos and art, uploading those and whatnot. It's very nice. It's oddly nice. It just feels weird because you're not used to that. You're not used to a good website anymore, in a sense. Because Newgrounds feels like it's definitely stuck in the past, but like things that have changed about it and have gotten better, but they've kept the stuff that has worked. Like how the site works, how it looks, the amount of ads, seemingly. Just, and because advertisers probably don't want to touch it, despite it being seemingly the source of many creations of YouTubers, games, audio people in the industry, of many different ones, of works and sound effects and stuff. People go there and it's becoming more popular. It's becoming bigger. But it's not still advertiser friendly because of how they have the rating system. Because it has a very, very good rating system. It goes all the way from G to A, which lovely stuff. That is perfect. Do you want to see some teen rated? Do you want to see some general audiences or PG, mature, adult? There is actual levels to the system of marking your stuff. You will know what the post is by the top right corner. It will show you the letter associated with what it is. You will see what you are getting yourself into. You will see the type of content that it is. You will see it. And that's beautiful. You will know right away what kind of content you're getting into, what kind of stuff you are doing. It's beautiful. And you'll know what you're getting yourself into. I really do hope that advertisements online get scaled back. I know I didn't talk about like stuff like the search engine ones or like the login ads or whatever. but I wanted to talk to them as I experienced them, and I wanted to go over some history of them to show the weird evolution of it when you jump around a bit. Because when you look at advertisements and how they are when it comes to the online world, the online space, you gotta think about it really hard and just imagine how things used to be at times. Because it's wild when you think about it. Now, I do thank you for joining me on this, and thank you for watching another one of my rambles. If you liked, you know what to do and whatnot. Same for subscribing. Have a good time. Thank you for letting me ramble. And have a good one.